everyone. Welcome, everyone here, everyone at home. And can I get a big round of applause for our house band of the day, Trash Beats. Okay, so hi, everyone. My name is Nathalie, and I will be your host today. And actually, I had to think about this challenge that I'm hosting today yesterday while I was in the shower. Yes. Because I was shampooing my hair and I was just squeezing the last bit out of it. And then I held it in my hand and I thought, is this waste? Because you're going to put it in the trash can or the waste bin, as we call it. And I can still remember that I thought at that moment. And when I walked in here this morning, I saw one of the instruments of Trash Beats. And it's standing over there. They're going to play it later on. But it's actually made of shampoo bottles. So today is really the kickoff of a way to start thinking differently about waste. Not seeing it as waste, but as a source to create something new and useful. And I think that's why you are all here today as well, right? Yes, okay. So together we are going to create this mind shift. And welcome. You can sit down. So, in the next 5 months, you, the students, are challenged to come up with a business idea that contributes to the circular bio-based economy. It is a competition organized by the Wageningen University and Research with the support of more than 20 partners. And so in the audience, we have mainly 3 groups here today. So if you are part of that group, just give a big cheer so we know that you're here. Okay, so if you are one of the students participating in one of the teams, can I get a big cheer? Woo! Woo! Yes, great done, good job. If you're one of the partners here, yay! The older voice is like, yeah. And if you're one of the Wageningen University colleagues that's actually joining this challenge, maybe as an expert, you can also cheer. Oh, so, yeah, okay, cool. And today is a kickoff, and you are going to do this together. You're in this together. So the students, the partners, and the Wageningen University experts. And in order to work together, you have to get acquainted a little bit. So that's one of the goals of today. So I would like to ask you to discuss with the person who is sitting behind you. Yes, because you always sit to the people you know, huh? To discuss, why are you here? Why did you participate in this challenge? Why are you a coach or a partner of this event? Just get to know one person. You have 3 minutes. Go for it. Okay, so those were 3 minutes. Okay. So if you stood up to go to a person on the other side of the room, yes, you can sit down again. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so did you all get to meet someone new? Yeah, had a good conversation? Cool, okay. Have you ever been to a baseball game? In the US, where you have the kiss cam. Yes? So then there's a camera just flying in, and then you're stopping there, and then you have to kiss someone. So that's what we are also going to do. But without the kissing, without the kissing. Okay, because we don't have a kiss cam, we actually have a trash cam flying in, and it's flying to the first person. Rudolf, where are you? Randolph, sorry, Randolph. Is it Randolph? Is it you? So we are now flying the trash can. The trash can. Yay! Okay. So I'm just wondering, who are you and why are you here?
Well, very
and you can speak in the catch box.
In the catch
box? Yes, closer, yes.
Okay, yeah, well,
closer, closer.
Closer.
Yes.
Like this?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, now you hear me. Well, I'm very excited to be here to start off with. I'm from Nutria. My name is Randolph, and we are a dairy company. in the Netherlands, but also big in China. And yeah, we just came to open an office in Plus Ultra.
Yeah.
So we're now sitting next to Yili,
Cool.
who recently bought 60% of our shares. So yeah, we're sort of mother and son, or mother and daughter, now getting together and getting to know each other. And yeah, and happy to be in this challenge also.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And to get to know also the ecosystem of Wageningen, because we do have projects here, we do have PhDs on the payroll, but yeah, we're just getting to start to know you all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds great. Thank you, Randolph.
There you get it.
Whew. Always great when I catch it. Okay, the second name that I got was George. George, here you go. Yay. Where are you from? And
hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm George from Upfield.
Yeah.
We landed like half a year ago on the campus.
Landed with the plane or just landed?
I think we drove over.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And I'm very excited to be here. It's great to meet all new people. It's a bit similar to what Randolph just explained, but it's really good to be here. Within Upfield, sustainability plays an extremely important role, and I think this topic of today is a perfect match for that.
Perfect. Thank you, George.
We go in?
Yeah. Okay, next one is random, so pay attention, because I'm not a very good thrower. Yes!
Hey.
Ding! Yes! I was too soon. Okay, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Marisol. I'm from the Afterlife team.
Yes, you're from one of the teams.
Yes, I'm a student at Wageningen. I study food tech.
Cool. And you have this really nice accent. Where are you from originally?
Half Italian, half Ecuadorian.
Ooh. This also sounds like a great dish if you mix the two things together. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Cool. Thank you. Right. Okay. All right. So we already met 3 people. We're going to meet a lot more today. And we're also going to have some speakers, some interaction. You can also ask them questions. And we are also actually going to do something in this meeting, like kind of like a workshop thingy. Yeah, so that's it. Just go with the flow, I would suggest. I'm going to announce a first speaker of today, and he's going to join us digitally. So it's actually the kickoff of this challenge, but for some of you students, it may actually be the kickoff of an entrepreneurial journey. Because our next speaker in 2021, he won the ReThink Protein Challenge with his team Cultivated, and he came up with a technology to produce non-GMO dairy fats, which are used in more vegan dairy products, so they taste even more delicious. And it was actually a really good idea, because 1.5 years later, he already raised more than 1.5 million US dollars in seed funding. And he's going to share a little bit more about his journey today. He's joining us digitally. You cannot see him on the screen yet. But can I get a big round of applause for Tomas Turner?
Hello, everyone. Wonderful to be here. And yeah, greetings from Zurich, where I'm now. So yeah, to kick off a little bit, the story of how I started Cultivated and what brought me to the challenge is, so I started my journey pretty much by joining a community that was called the Effective Altruism Community, that's trying to do the most good using reason and evidence. And through this challenge, I started to know much more about how to prioritize different problems and how there was a big need of improving the food system and making it more sustainable. And in this, I also thought, well, alternative proteins probably are very good. We should try to help create better vegan products. And I had this experience of trying to convince my dad to eat a plant yogurt. and he made this mix and was not really satisfied. So clearly we see that something was missing. And so talking to several people, including also people, for example, of the Good Food Institute or others, I came to think that maybe we have to look in this cream indulgent aspect that is missing and try to find it in a dairy-free way using yeast fermentation. This led to start on my master thesis that was on this production of microbial oil using yeast. And while doing this, I continued to talk a lot about what I was doing. I would try to talk. I also did several entrepreneurship courses. I talked to try to talk to people in the industry. Coming from Switzerland, I had the possibility to talk to some people at Nestlé, some people at Givaudan, or others, and also internationally. And also was in contact with a person named Carla from Start Life, and suddenly she wrote me, "Oh, you should maybe apply to this thing called the ReThink Protein Challenge, and get a team and develop more the entrepreneurial aspect." So that sounded very interesting. So I was kind of midway through my master thesis at the time. I did apply, and I got an email from another student named Julia. Said, "Oh yeah, I'm very interested in lipids. We should join forces." So we started working together, develop new ideas, rechange a bit the concept from pure fats to going to a cream ingredient that is really acts as a cream. And apparently we did a good job, as we did one afterwards in June 2021, the challenge, and it was an amazing validation. And also what was very important is this together at various articles, LinkedIn posts that we managed to, we got a lot of traction and people starting writing to me. And it was kind of that moment. I had graduated in April 2021. I told myself that I wanted to give myself a couple of months, like finishing this challenge before looking for a job. And when I won this challenge, more and more investors started to write to me saying, "How much money do you want?" And suddenly this was the validation saying, "Oh, I can really make a business out of this." So yeah, then I passed the summer and negotiating with investors. I then went to the ProVeg incubator and incorporated the company. Julia decided to go for another career path of helping startups to develop, while I decided to continue on being a founder, which of course is not always the easiest thing to do, but definitely very fulfilling. And yeah, I found a new co-founder, and then developed more the team. About 9 months ago, we got our seed round, pre-seed round of 1.5 million, and we have been growing the team. Now we are 10 people operating now in the laboratories in Zurich, where I'm calling from. And yeah, so also to wrap up a little bit of the achievement that we've done, as already mentioned, we fundraised a significant amount, got also the innovative funding. We are improving our strains, having a pipeline of always getting a better product and working on industrializations, and developed the team, have our own laboratories, went through different accelerators. Also, I'm very proud of having won the Scale It Up Challenge. This is kind of the next steps of ReThink Protein Challenge to scale up and working with companies, very big companies in the food technology like Bühler, Cargill, Givaudan, and Puris, and getting the validation of the head of technology. So I feel both ReThink Protein and also Scale It Up are a bit similar in these are awards that people within the industry give you. So this is the best validation that you can go do, and really it's very important to talk to people within the industry, how to develop your idea, how to make it more interesting, and make sure that you create something that people want. So yeah, I think I want to finish just with this slide, because one of the things that I'm most proud of is the team that we have built, and we'll continue building. So if anybody in the room is interested also to maybe joining an adventure of creating better products and creamy dairy-free indulgence, feel free to reach out. And yeah, happy to have a little bit more questions and explore more my journey altogether.
Big round of applause. Wow, cool. So who's interested to join his team? Yes, there are already some hands. There are some people flying over to Zurich, or no, taking the train to Zurich soon. Cool. Okay, does anyone have a question for Thomas? Yeah? No? Okay, I have loads, so don't worry. Okay, so Thomas, actually going through this challenge, what is the best advice that you can give to the teams?
Yes, so I would, as already mentioned in the presentation, I think talking to a lot of people, reach out. Throughout my journey, I feel that, yeah, asking for help from people is often, there is a threshold, it's difficult to get the courage, but if you get the habit of asking, I don't know, for example, a university professor if you can use his equipment for free and then you get your first prototype, or asking a C-level executive of a big company to get his opinion on your business plan, often people say yes. And this really gives you valuable feedback, valuable also instruments and other things that help you advance your business.
Yes, and also there are also coaches in this program involved. So can you tell us how you got feedback from a coach maybe, or a great moment that you shared?
Yes, no, absolutely. I think there was many coaches, both like in the US. I think his name was Stevan, but to remember exactly. Then, of course, Liz, that is in the room with you, gave us also the perspective of Fuji oil and how it's very important to have somebody in really the food industry to talk about. We also discussed with DSM, as we are a fermentation company, and well, DSM is running huge fermenters producing anything from baker's yeast to vitamins to enzymes. So definitely there is a richness of experts that one should really tap into.
Cool. So if there's one thing that we can all learn from you is reach out.
Yeah.
To the coaches, to C-level very important people, to anyone, to professors, so to anyone who can help you. Don't be afraid. You almost never gotta know.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy. People are surprisingly generous, and I think
yes, people just love talking. Yeah, people just love talking about their expertise, right? Oh, you think I'm an expert? Oh yes, of course. I'll share. I'll think along with you. Yeah, of course. Great. Well, thank you very much, Thomas. A big round of applause for Thomas. So Thomas already mentioned her name, Liz, because she's she's a household name here, because she participated in the ReThink challenges already 3 times. Cool, right? So I will invite her on stage. She is the Director of Open Innovations and External Partnerships at Fuji Europe Africa. Can I get a big round of applause for Liz Kamei? So Liz, first just to start at the beginning, what does Fuji Europe Africa do?
Good question. We set up that particular company in Europe in 2018 with a number of objectives. One of those was to globalize our R&D and use open innovation to make connections and build an ecosystem within Europe.
Yes.
And that's probably the touch point for the ReThink Protein and ReThink Waste challenges.
Yes.
Apart from that, I have a colleague here up in the corner somewhere who's focused on sustainability. And we have a small team here in the Netherlands looking at what as a company we need to be aware of and how we need to change to stay at the cutting edge of sustainability practices as a company. And of course we do other things.
And of course you do a lot of other things. And But you already said, so that's probably the touch point why we participated 3 times. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, the original interest was because ReThink Protein fitted very well with our focus on looking at plant proteins. Historically, we've done a lot of work over the last 50 years on soy protein in particular, being a Japanese company where soy is part of our, if you like, intrinsic cuisine. And we felt we had something to offer in Europe. But we didn't know the ecosystem. We didn't know what people are interested in, what are the trends, what are the things that people are concerned about. And we thought, okay, interacting with the whole range of young entrepreneurs who are thinking about their futures is going to help us see, you know, what's the path ahead. And to be honest, it was such fun.
Yes,
the first
was
one,
fun.
yeah, it was pre-COVID, so we could all meet together. we had wonderful meetings like this where we were able to interact not only with the students but with other partners and have great conversations, and that was the encouragement to carry on.
Cool. And now in the ReThink Waste
And
Challenge.
now we're in ReThink Waste and we're live again.
Yes. And so for all the students that are here, you have been a coach, a partner for 3 times. What is actually your role during this challenge?
Ooh, good question. There's all the admin work of actually doing the contracting, etc. There's trying to persuade my colleagues to be coaches as well.
Yeah.
And then most of the coaching we've done has been online, particularly over the last couple of years. So I'm not an expert in every subject, so it's a case of, oh, can I answer this one? Yes, I can. And then another time it might be, okay, let me see if there's somebody else who can answer this question. And sometimes it's, let me ask you a question. So, yeah, trying to interact and help everybody move forward.
Yeah, so try to answer their questions if you do about the content sometimes.
Yes.
But maybe also about the process, I can imagine, because
also.
sometimes you just get stuck and you don't know.
And sometimes,
call you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also sometimes, you know, people have a wonderful idea, but actually to make it a business, you have to think about the commercial side as well. And your raw material might be in area A, and where you can process it might be in area B. So sometimes just asking the question, have you thought about the cost of taking it from A to B and how that's going to impact on your business plan, might push them in a different direction in terms of thinking about their big picture.
Yeah, try to see the big picture.
That's
take
right.
your
Take everything
experience
into
in
account.
that area and try to let them see the big picture.
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, we have different partners, different coaches, different backgrounds, so they can just see maybe who can help them.
Yes,
Just
we
reach
do
out.
try to help, and of course there are times we can't help, and we're sorry for that if that happens, but we always try to motivate you.
Yes. Cool. Okay. What was actually your best moment as a coach? Because you already said it was fun, but can you describe a
There's
good
been
moment?
a lot of good moments. So one of the things we did from the first time around was to offer our own little prize at the end of the, the challenge. And it's actually been really exciting that the one we gave to last time was Thomas.
Yes.
And just seeing his whole trajectory and becoming a real entrepreneur, I'm actually quite jealous of him. But I think it's wonderful. That was a really nice moment to see somebody that we saw right at the beginning make so much progress and, become a real entrepreneur, getting their funding to start up their company.
So you already said, oh yeah, that was your diamond in the rough, and then you start polishing it a
Yeah,
little bit,
we-
and he
yeah, no,
polished a lot
it's like-
himself. Yeah.
I only polished him a little bit. I think
Just a little.
he did most of the work himself, and with everyone else, the other coaches.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a question for Liz about coaches and how it works, maybe? One of the students? No? Then you have been very clear.
That's great then.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to meeting everyone
Yes,
and
you
reading
will.
about their, answers to the challenge.
Cool. Okay. Can I get a big round of applause for Liz Kamei?
Thank you.
All right. So you already know that there are a lot of partners involved in this challenge. And they are from various industries, from waste treatment, food products, construction, packaging, fertilizers, consultancy companies. A lot of different industries and areas. Oh, and it also includes Wageningen University's own investment program called Transformative Bioeconomies. And we would like you to meet them. And we do have a house band for a reason. So now we are going for our partner walk of fame. This is how it works. We have a lot of partners, so 20 people. And if I call your name, you get ready over there. Then this is our partner walk of fame. You walk towards me and you go and stand in the back. I will ask a few of you some questions, and then we will have our second group for the partner walk of fame, and then our third group for the partner walk of fame. Okay, and then we're done. So there will be about, 16 people here in the back, and then you get a big round of applause and you get off stage. That's how it works. Okay, are you ready, partners? Get on the edge of your seat if I call your name. So, for the first group, from DESA, it's Sibran Metz. From Dalco, it's Yvette Muskens. You can stand up and stand over there, yeah. From CJ, it's Heiko Oerdling. From VO, it's Huub Maas. From Renewy, it's Tom Blommaert. And from Ballas Nedam, Judith Doorn. Yes. Okay, applause. You can... yes. Yes, go for it. Yeah. Yes, work it. Cool. Whoa, our first group. Cool. Can I get Tom and Judith to join me here? Tom and Judith. Tom, you are from Renewy. Yep. Oh, I'll get the mic. Which is the waste treatment company.
Definitely.
So I think there's a logical reason why you are here. Rethink Waste, waste treatment.
Very much, yeah, exactly. We're the major waste-to-product company in the Netherlands, and we have a big focus on organic waste, something that's really takes a lot of attention here, and it should be, because it's one of the main waste streams and product streams for the future that we really need to look at as a society.
Cool.
So.
What do you actually hope to get out of this challenge?
Well, we do a lot of cooperation with all kinds of different companies, but it's really nice to look a little bit more to a further horizon with students which have bright ideas that are not already within the boundaries of business, are willing to dream. So that's where we come in and see if we can assist with a little bit of experience and practicality.
Whenever you think inside the box, they just kick you out of the box.
Hopefully.
Challenge you as well.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And Judith, you are from Ballas Nedam.
Yes,
a construction company. When I read this, I thought, okay, Rethink Waste.
Why?
Why? Yes. Why?
Well, waste is a large part of our business, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it is our goal to be waste-free, 100% waste-free, but also 50% circular and carbon neutral by 2030.
Okay.
So, we're basically here to challenge the students to find solutions to help us find, the solution to our goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, you have big goals and big dreams, and if they find a solution for you, then they solve like a really big problem. Because as you said, yes, you have a lot of waste, but we also need houses and things. So
we don't want any waste
anymore.
No,
you don't want it anymore. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you can join the rest there. Then I'm going to ask the second group to come on stage. They're doing so lovely here in the back, right? Yeah, I love it. Okay, so the second group, if I call your name, it's Liz. We already met her. You can stand over there. From IFF, it's Yves. From Paperfoam, it's Willem Derkman. From PreZero, it's Jeroen Cruijffs. From Carrie, it's Janneke Wijman. And from Corbion, it's Harald Ruisenaars. Yes, are they all here? Are you ready for your walk of fame? Go for it! Woo! Okay, maybe Janneke and Harald, can you join me here? Harald? Yes. Hi. Janneke, so Carrie is a food ingredient company. Yes. Why did you join this challenge?
Because of different reasons, actually. We have a huge focus on sustainability within our own processes, but we also have side streams in our processes. You make plant extracts for taste, for instance. You have, pieces of plant left that you want to
Yes.
make something out of. And then a part where I personally work in is around food preservation. So we are also very much on how can we make sure that products are safe with high quality and they don't go to waste, but people actually eat them.
Oh, interesting. Cool. And why work with students?
Because I think this is where all the nice, new and bright ideas come from. New ideas.
I couldn't have formulated it better. Perfect answer. Okay, and for you, Harald?
Yeah.
You are from Corbion,
Correct.
a chemical company.
Yes, we are a chemical company.
I will stand in the middle, maybe that's
but
better.
we are actually producing lactic acid. That's our largest chemical product,
Yes.
which is fully bio-based. It's
Okay.
made from sugar, but of course sugar is also food, right? So especially for the non-food applications for lactic acid, which are multiple and actually growing, it's also a raw material for bioplastics, polylactic acid. We're also looking into different feedstocks that can be found in waste streams also. So there's a lot of sugars, there's a lot of polysaccharides also that are now basically wasted or burned or composted, which would be perfect feedstock for these bioplastics. So that's one of the reasons that we are here, hoping to find this alternative feedstock and find bright ideas to turn that into fermentable sugars.
Cool. And have you been a coach in a challenge like this before?
No, I have not. No.
No. Okay, so first time as a coach.
First time as a coach in this challenge.
In this challenge.
Similar challenges, but not this one.
What kind of a coach are you?
I think I like to leave the initiative to the people I'm coaching.
Yeah.
I let them come to me.
Yeah.
And I give a lot of freedom, and I steer from a bit from a distance and
So you
try to
look-
direct you into the right direction.
You look and you think, you process, and then you let them come up with the answer.
Exactly.
Perfect coach. Thank
Hopefully.
you. Okay. So thank you, Harald and Janneke. Okay, so the third group of partners I'm going to welcome on the stage. From AVRI is Annemarie Brinks. From Vrienden van UFW, which is the University Fund Wageningen, is Angelique Groeneweg. You can stand over here, yes. From Kozen is Paul Ranshuizen. From Witteveen en Bos, it's Arjen van Nieuwenhuizen. From Wevin, it's, there was shuffled, Ronald Bal. Yes, you can stand over there for your Walk of Fame. Okay. You're already starting to dance. I love it. Okay. Are you ready for your Walk of Fame? Okay, go for it. Trash beat. Yo. Okay, so if Arjen and Ronald can join me here. Yes. Oh, wait, I'll stand in between. In between, that's much better. Okay, so Witteveen en Bos Consultancy. Arjen? Yes, that's you. Okay, a consultancy company. They always cost a lot of money.
Oh. Now we make a big difference. No.
Oh,
And that's also what we're
just
looking
kidding.
for in this challenge.
What are you? I was just kidding. So a consultancy company, why are you participating in this challenge? You said that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, we are looking for integrated solutions.
Yes.
I'm the Innovation and R&D Director of Circular and Climate Neutral Solutions.
Okay.
And that's a very broad topic.
Yes.
But we are looking for organic waste solutions, nutrient circles, and also we're discussing building materials. So maybe also with Waven, the partners here. Circular design and circular building is one of our topics we are working a lot. And with our partner here in Wageningen, PreZero, for example, we are doing the material flow management for the whole campus of Wageningen, looking for new solutions. And especially with that last topic, together with Wageningen University, together with PreZero, we are challenging the student teams to come up with the solutions also that we still have. We have quite some challenges there. Not everything is solved, and we had to start yesterday to do that for the future. So that's what we're looking for.
Cool. Okay. Well, you're very clear.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the best advice that you ever got yourself from a coach?
Think of the pain of your clients.
Ooh, good one. Always think of the pain and then start developing from there.
Correct.
Cool.
And a lot of innovations are done the opposite side. So, and that's always also the gap that you fall in. Think about the pains.
The pain, the pain. Okay, cool. Then we go to you, Ronald from Wavin. Plastic.
Wavin.
Oh, sorry, Wavin. I'm already in English, like Wavin. Okay, Wavin. Okay, so you are a plastic pipes producer.
Part of it, yes.
Part of it, yes, that's what I heard. Yeah, did you also produce that instrument or not?
Yeah, we could do now not the instrument, but the ingredients of the instrument.
The ingredients, okay. So what is it exactly that you do?
Well, Wavin is originally a Dutch company, but we're now globally active in all kinds of regions in Asia, Latin America, as well as in Europe.
Yeah.
And what we do on a daily basis, we think about solving water challenges. So our solutions are focusing on distribution of fresh drinking water, for instance.
Okay.
And not everywhere around the globe it's a no-brainer to get fresh water out of the tap. So that's one part where we do business in for a long time. Other areas where we have solutions for is capturing rainwater, store it temporarily in order to be able to reuse it at a later stage. And other areas like waste water that we distribute as well. For that we make products.
Okay.
We use a lot of plastics, durable plastics, because our products need a lifetime of about 60 to 100 years. Plastics are still made a lot from fossil sources, so that's one part of our challenge.
That's your pain.
That's our pain, indeed.
That's your pain.
that's one element of the pain, to move away from fossil sources.
Yes.
Bio-based could be a solution there. And the other way is to make sure that our products are circular, so come back, and that we're able to upcycle them. Yeah. We do a lot in mechanical recycling for many years, but there's still some downcycling in it. So we're looking for smart solutions in order to upcycle these used products, in order to reuse it on at least at the same level as we did in the past.
Okay. And what was, well, maybe the same question. What was the best advice that you ever got from a coach?
Don't try to optimize the existing, but think out of the box and come with really new things. Because the brightest ideas for me are always things you never thought about. So it needs to be out of the box. Because the existing we can already optimize.
Yeah.
We're looking for new ideas.
Okay. And is that also something that you would then say to the students? Oh, this is a little bit too much inside the box. Can you maybe come out of the box?
Yes.
Okay. And don't be afraid of that,
that's,
right?
I believe, part of my role.
That's part of your role.
Yes.
Cool.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. All the partners here on stage. Can I get a big round of applause for all the partners? And you can walk off stage on the beats of Trash Beat. So again, part of Walk of Fame, but then the other way around. Are you ready? Yeah. Big round of applause for Trash Beats! So cool. Okay, so I'm going to introduce our next speaker of the day. So you all want to make an impact and create change, right? Yes, exactly. But how can you run a truly sustainable business? How do you actually define sustainability or measure it in a business idea? Well, if you don't know yet, don't worry. Our next speaker will tell you all about it. She is an associate circular economy at the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. Phew, that's a mouthful. Please, can I get a big round of applause for Larissa van der Veen?
All right, thank you so much for having me. And it was just 10 years ago that I was also roaming the hallways here of Wageningen University as a student. Now, not anymore, unfortunately, and every time that I come here to campus, there seems to be a new building that has just popped up like that. It's crazy how it's growing. But since a couple of years, I am working in a really specific field of sustainability and circularity assessments. Now, I also want to take you on a little journey with me today on defining what is exactly sustainable, because you can name almost everything sustainable, and we all want to be sustainable, and what is circularity. Well, first, I'm going to talk a bit about the organization that I work for now. I work for an organization called the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. We call it WBCSD, still quite a large acronym. And what the WBCSD does is that we work together with business to accelerate the system transformation towards a net zero, nature positive, and more equitable world. And we do that by hosting spaces for business in a pre-competitive environment to really co-create that how-to. So I will take you on the journey and on a learning today to also introduce some of these frameworks that we have made together with WBCSD. So let's get started. What do you think is more sustainable? Do you think organically produced coffee is more sustainable or regular coffee? You can point in to the right or either to the left on what you think. Well, organically produced coffee doesn't use any pesticides or fertilizers. That is better, less toxic emissions. However, regular coffee, because it does use these chemical fertilizer, is often more productive. So maybe the emissions then are even less than for organic coffee, and there's less maybe incentive also for deforestation. So what is more sustainable? That would depend. Now let's go on to our next case. We have compostable packaging versus recyclable packaging. Which one do you think is more sustainable? Left or right? We have some different opinions. Some say right. Well, compostable packaging, it can biodegrade and its bionutrients can go back to the biosphere. That's a huge advantage. However, does it actually happen? Because if your compostable packaging ends up being incinerated or landfilled, it's worse. So is it then better than recyclable packaging? Maybe it is, maybe not. That depends on what actually happens with your product at its end of life and how it's disposed. So yet again, and you feel it, it depends. Now another example, we have socks made out of bamboo and socks made out of organic cotton. I have never worn bamboo myself, but quite interested. So what do you think is more sustainable? Well, the bamboo grows really quickly, and even after you harvest it, it regrows back super quick without any pesticides, fertilizers, so it sounds great. However, to convert this bamboo fiber into fabric, often a lot of chemicals are used. These chemicals are harmful for the environment, but also for the people that use it. So what is then more sustainable, organic cotton or bamboo? It would really depend. And our last one, and you maybe also know this example, is the cotton tote bag versus the single-use plastic bag. Now, the cotton tote bag is more energy intensive to produce because you have to, of course, produce the cotton bag itself. It's a more intensive process than one tiny thin plastic bag. So you need to reuse that bag around 50 to 150 times for it to actually make sense to use that tote bag. Now, does that actually happen? You would need to measure that. So what is more sustainable? Yet again, that depends. So what I want to show with you today, with using these examples, is that with just using a tiny word like that and making that comparison on the slides, you cannot really say what is more sustainable. And sustainability is also not that easy to express. It's quite a complex narrative. It's a lot of different impacts to consider, from toxicity to CO2 emissions, from acidification to eutrophication. There's a lot to think about when you think about the environment. So when you see maybe some easy claims that people call their product green or sustainable or natural, well then I would ask myself, can you please explain that? Because this seems possibly too much of a shortcut because it is really more complex in real life. So when you are making your business propositions and developing your new products, here are some tips on the slides of things to think about. So when you make your claims, You want to be accurate and specific. You don't want to highlight the one attribute maybe of your product that is sustainable, but you want to take the entire product, trace it all the way back in the supply chain, look at your suppliers, how they make the product, the suppliers of your suppliers, the suppliers of the suppliers of the suppliers, and go through the value chain until you find its source, its agricultural origin or its mining origin. And that's exactly when you should stop. So that's the beginning of your product. And then the end of your product is right when it ends up being disposed by the consumer. So this also means that you need to measure whatever is happening to your product by the consumer. So I want to zoom in a bit on the last one, and that is the robust and credible evidence. So, okay, how do you get that robust and credible evidence? I have worked for the last couple of years with some handy tools that could help you get that evidence. Because right now it seems like a really complex story and we don't know what is sustainable, but yes, we can bring some clarity. So there is one that you also might know. There is life cycle assessment, LCA. That's to do a really comprehensive environmental assessment. But the second one in the slide is quite new, and it's called a true cost assessment, where you calculate the cost necessary to produce your product fully sustainable. And I put on the slide here one true cost method called oikonomy. I will show you in another slide what exactly I mean with that. And the last one that you can use to measure circularity is a methodology that is developed by the WBCSD called CTI. So the last two ones of these methods on the slide, I will dive a bit deeper into that and show you exactly how they work. So let's dive into the true cost assessment. This was a project that I did last year together with Verstegen. Verstegen is a bit spices and manufacturer here in the Netherlands. And what we did using economy pricing is we calculated the true cost of a pot of white pepper. So that meant that we had to work with actually the farmers that produce the peppers, with the manufacturer that handles the pepper, with Verstegen themselves, in order to find out what these true costs are. And what turns out, you can see it on the slide, is that it takes €1.03 extra to produce that pot of white pepper and be totally climate neutral and also socially equitable. So that says €1.03. This would mean that it would add about 34% onto the sales price. So you can see this shows also how the environmental impact of the products that we use every day. Now I will click, and where does that €1.03 actually come from? You can see here on the slide Verstegen and also some of the key suppliers of Verstegen and suppliers of their suppliers in a simplified manner. You see for every one of those suppliers, we had to go and ask them for proof on their environmental performance, for proof on their social performance. So it was quite the exercise. And then we found out that at every step of the supply chain, there is some pollution and climate costs. So some costs you need to make in order to produce it completely sustainable, climate neutral. But there are also extra costs to abate some social issues. You see the really big red bar for the glass manufacturer, actually, that refers to. And what we found is that this glass manufacturer, it's a huge company, could not prove that their equality of the incomes within the company was within a specific margin. So what this method also strives for is some income inequality, so the CEO doesn't earn ridiculously amounts more than the lowest paid employee. So what we found, that company could not prove that, so that is where these costs come from. So this is a super granular assessment and also an incredible effort by Verstegen actually to find this out and to dig so far deep in the value chain really to make the situation better. And for that, you need transparency. So this was Verstegen really quickly. You can go and Google economy, Verstegen, and you'll find the whole report and you can learn more about it. But besides economy, I also want to introduce to you another kind of assessment which focuses specifically on circularity. And for circularity, there is a methodology by the WBCSD called Circular Transition Indicator, CTI. Now, this is a methodology that I work on full time during my job. So I could talk for hours about it. And it's a methodology that companies can use to assess how circular they are. So they get a score. And also that methodology allows for companies to identify any circular opportunities, any linear risks that maybe are present throughout the supply chain. So what is at the core of this methodology? It's this principle. It's the principle of you have materials that you procure, that you buy, that go into your company, and you have products, materials that come out of your company. So it's the inflow and the outflow. So on the inflow side, you see circular inflow and linear inflow. And circular inflow is defined as either secondary materials, so recycled, reused materials, but also, and now pay attention, sustainably grown bio-based materials. So not all bio-based materials are considered circular within this framework, only if they adhere to the criteria of being sustainably grown. So if you're a big company, it's quite a lot of effort to measure this, to go to every supplier and ask, is there any recycled content maybe in this product, in this material that I procure? Because oftentimes, some materials just already inherently have some secondary material in there. So that's the first point that you want to measure. That's the inflow. Then on the outflow side, there are two kind of intervention points to look at. One is called recovery potential, and one is actual recovery. And recovery potential, you have to ask yourself as a business the question, is my product economically viable and technically feasible to be recovered in the first place? Do I design it in such a way that it's recoverable? Do I use, for instance, recyclable materials? And is my product also modular enough? So can you take it apart, for instance, so it can be recovered? So that is where the intervention point kind of scores you on. So that's really a question about the design department of your company and how you actually design it. But then there's a second point, and that says actual recovery. So your product also in real life needs to be recovered. There needs to be the waste infrastructure present for your product that you now have made completely recyclable to also be recycled in real life. And for that, a company can, for instance, have strategies that focus on take-back schemes. For instance, you can retain ownership of the product yourself, so some kind of product sharing services model to actually also have a great score for that indicator. And if you combine these three intervention points, you have an equation called percentage material circularity. If you are 100% if you have 100% material circularity, well, that would be amazing, because what would that actually mean? Let's take recycling as an example. That means that you use 100% recycled content in flow. That means your product is 100% recyclable, but that also means that 100% of your product gets recycled in real life. So really striving for this 100% on its percentage material circularity is an incredible ambition and something to really aspire towards as a company. So this is the basic material flow framework that you can use and use kind of as a blueprint for your company. But this is not the complete story of the circular economy. In order to really test yourself against the complete circular economy, you can use, besides that one equation, other kind of indicators. They are behind me on the slide. You can look at water circularity, at energy circularity. You can look at resource efficiency matrix that also, for instance, combine financial performance with the performance of your materials. But there's also a latter module on the end called Impact the Loop that we're developing. And this measures, if you're becoming more circular, how does that then influence your performance on the environment, on social categories, for instance, or on nature. So that's the last piece that we're now developing as WBCSD to make sure that while we're advancing towards a circular economy, that we're not forgetting about any social or environmental objectives, because we don't want the circular economy for the sake of the circular economy, but we want it as a credible pathway to actually advance sustainability. So that's a bit about CTI. And what I would want you to remember from this presentation is that sustainability is a complex narrative. It's not something that you can say right away, I am sustainable. What would that mean? That really requires a more thorough explanation. However, some sustainability measurement frameworks that I've introduced to you are key in measuring progress towards aspiring to be circular and aspiring to be sustainable. So that was the little introduction that I've prepared for you today. And feel free to reach out or talk to me in the drinks if you want to know more. Thank you.
Thank you. So sometimes things happen. My microphone just fell down, so it's here. We'll fix it later. I'll hold it. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but I thought I'd just explain. Okay, so really interesting. So I can imagine that there will be questions from the audience, but you will get to ask them to Larissa. But I was wondering, did Verstegen actually raise the price?
No, they did not yet raise the price.
Oh.
But they are now in a negotiation with their suppliers to work towards achieving sustainability together.
Yes.
So to still improve on the sustainability performance. So the first step is set.
And you are checking them. You will keep an eye on them
for sure.
To make sure that. Okay, cool. So does anyone have a question? Yes, I will throw the catch box to you. Now with one hand. Should I? Yes.
Hi, Larissa. Thank you very much. It's a very interesting framework with the indicators of CTI. I have one question. Is there any limitation to apply this CTI framework when it considers the scale and characteristics of the company? For instance, can you apply it for small-scale farmers? Or is it only applicable for big companies with steady demand and supply? Thank you.
Yeah, you can throw it back to Larissa.
Sure. Yeah, thank you so much for that question. And so the way that the CTI framework has been developed is with the aim to stay as sector agnostic as possible. So you can apply it to any sector, but also any different size. So you might as well, a very big company that maybe procures thousands of products can use it, but also if you're just starting out, you have your first set of suppliers, then yes, you can definitely use it. And it's also easier to use then because you don't have to reach out to hundreds of different suppliers, but you know your suppliers hopefully and can, from that first moment that you have contact with them, ask them about actually the material composition and the circularity.
Will that scare them off? Like, who is this startup asking me all these difficult questions?
Maybe it will. Yeah. Actually, maybe it will. But I think as a young generation, as millennials, we need to ask those kind of hard questions.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Anyone else have a question? Oh, a lot. Okay, first you, then you. Yeah, you can throw it to her.
Yeah.
Hi, Larissa. My name is also Larissa.
Oh, that's so cool.
Meet you, Larissa.
I have a question regarding these different tools. If I now open a startup and want to know how I stand regarding life cycle assessment or sustainability, is there a checklist or an online tool or something that makes it easy for me to assess that? Or do I need to come to your organization? You do it for us? Like, how does that work? Is there something like that that maybe I can use for getting started?
Cool. You can throw it back. Larissa, you can throw it to Larissa. Yeah.
Awesome. That's a good question indeed, because there are a lot of different tools out there, but I can imagine that sometimes they feel a bit inaccessible to when you're just starting out. However, you don't have to hire a consultancy just yet. There's a lot of things that you can do on your own. For instance, the CTI framework is totally free, available just online, and also a lot of resources that we then refer to in databases that you can use. And the same with life cycle assessment. There's this whole open LCA, it's called, database that you can look into and kind of find whatever database matches your product and your processes and use that. And that's the best starting off point.
Cool. Okay, you can throw it to the gentleman over there.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Paul from Gosum. I have a question about the CTI. I could imagine that you have looked at CTIs from different markets. If you compare a food company with a car company, with a computer company, whatever, which markets are the worst in their circularity?
Which are the worst?
Yeah.
My question. Can you throw it?
Where are the partners again from? So there are some partners that originally have more linear assets, let's call them that way. They're more designed for kind of a linear economy. And for sure, one of those sectors is the chemical industry. There are large chemical suppliers, and we use them in our everyday products. So we still use them, and we still rely on them a lot. So when they apply a framework like CTI and they measure their circularity, we can still see that it's quite low. And sometimes it does not feel like CTI is a good representation of the efforts, because even to get it like 0.00% up already requires huge investments. So I would say for that sector, it's a bit trickier, but we're now doing a project with them still to implement this framework and to make sure that we have a strong narrative also for the chemical sector to use it.
Cool. Okay, final question to the lady over there.
Yeah.
Great throw.
So glad I caught it, actually. Yeah. Thanks, Larissa. My name is Sanne. I work here at Wageningen Food and Bio-Based Research. And we actually partner with a lot of companies as well on this sustainability and circularity assessment, basically. Two challenges that I face with my team of researchers, but also with our partners, is overcoming the data deficit and basically scaling up this approach, because I really applaud Verstegen for really looking into this and diving deep in this pepper case. But what do you do if you have a product portfolio or an ingredient portfolio of 200, 2,000 or plus products or ingredients? And it's really a challenge that a lot of bright minds try to crack that nut, and I'm really curious to hear, how you look at that. So overcoming data deficit and upscaling this approach. Yeah.
Okay, you can throw it back to Larissa.
Yes, amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for that question. It's an excellent question, and also something that is really hard to answer. And the only way for me to answer it is by presenting a good case practice. So we have also a company that uses the CTI framework, and it's one that I use daily, maybe more of you, and it's NS, it's a Dutch Railways. And they have, within a couple of years, tried to measure the bulk of whatever comes into their company. So the materials for the trains, for retail, but that did take them a couple of years. So they really started small with a small, well, I don't know exactly what then they started with, but not with all their trains. And they started with a couple of suppliers, asked them for the right data, and then gradually, as that became a success, kind of expanded that to their entire organization. So then I would still say it's maybe not something we want, because we want change now. But then, we have to start small.
Cool. Okay, so already saw some other hands coming up, people waving at me. Can I please ask another question to Larissa? But I'm so sorry, we have to wrap it up. But will you stay here just a little bit until we go to the drinks? So people can then ask you those questions that are burning.
Yeah. We'd love to.
Now, the burning questions now. Okay, cool. Well, I thought it was very interesting. I think you as well. I saw everyone paying so much attention. So thank you so much, Larissa. Big round of applause.
Thank you.
And a few entrepreneurial challenges were already coming up now, and you will also have them while developing your business idea. But, of course, help is on the way. They've thought about this during the challenge. Because they have partnered up with Startup Wageningen, and you will get training about how to actually set up a business, so you will get help and guidance. And here to tell us a little bit more about that is Lisa Ploem. Yes, you can come here on stage. Oh no, I didn't know I had to be on stage. Yes, you can come on stage. Can I get a big round of applause for Lisa? So, here you go.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
I was already anticipating a throw box or catch box, but I'm
oh
up
no,
here.
you get the whole stage.
Thanks so much.
You get the whole stage. Okay, so just what is Startup Wageningen precies? Or exactly for the people who don't know it yet?
Sure. Nice to see you all. Startup Wageningen is an initiative of the Entrepreneurship at Work team. We're operating under the department, the staff department of corporate value creation, where we try and valorize ideas, basically, in a very general term. We have all kinds of colleagues working on different topics, but what we do in our team is trying to help students, alumni of the Wageningen University and PhDs to have ideas or projects or maybe just a hunch or like a spark to do something to support them in their trajectory, basically.
Cool. And what are the things that you mostly see students that they have a challenge with?
Sometimes it's believing in yourself, right? So, hey, I have this idea and I can actually do something with it, even being a student. We say being a student is the perfect time to do something. You have plenty of time still, not a lot of responsibilities and great ideas. You're in this great university with a lot of people around you, stakeholders on the campus who can help you. It was mentioned before, if you ask people out of curiosity, out of a learning perspective, a lot of people are willing to help you, especially when being a student. So it's a great time to start becoming entrepreneurs.
As a student, you say, yes, I'm a student, and then the doors will open and you can make mistakes, right?
Yeah. That's also part of, I think, learning to get up and learning from the things that didn't go that well. I think
because they will fall hard.
Well, we're there to catch them.
You're there to catch them.
So that's a soft landing, usually. But
you will get a soft landing because of your guidance and help.
Of course. Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you do that?
So we offer all kinds of programs for the students, for alumni. We do that within the curriculum, but also extracurricularly, and especially also in this challenge, we offer all kinds of nice support structures.
Yes, it's called sprint days.
Yes, so actually the first sprint day, sprint afternoon, will happen after this session. We have 3 in total where in a kind of interactive way, we deliver tools to help you with validating your ideas, doing a thorough problem analysis, but also in terms of sustainability. Our kind of domain is sustainable entrepreneurship, so a lot of these indicators we also try to implement really from the get-go, not when you've already implemented things, but really starting to think from a sustainable orientation while trying to set up your own project.
Sounds good.
Yeah, excited for it.
Are you ready for it?
We're ready.
To get started with the students later on? Cool. Sure. Okay. Can I get a big round of applause for Lisa Ploeg? Okay. So I was saying right at the beginning, it's not just listening. We're also going to do something. And the time has come that we are actually going to do something together. It's time for action. I'm going to ask you to pair up with 4 or 5 people, so make groups of 4 or 5 people, and I challenge you to do that with people you don't know yet, because then you will meet more people. And if you look around, you see these mystery boxes standing over there. You see their top secret is on there. You see the so every group will get 1 mystery box. And I think we have even more people here in the room than we anticipated. So maybe the groups need to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, you can arrange that yourselves. Okay, so, but make sure that you are in one group with 1 mystery box. And in this mystery box, once you have come up with the groups, you can open it. There are ingredients from one of the partners in it. And what I'm going to ask you to do as a group in 10 minutes to come up with how you could repurpose those ingredients. So what could you make with it or do with it? And I'm going to give you, as an entrepreneur myself, just 1 suggestion. Try to come up with as many ideas as possible in the beginning. And then at the very end, start selecting what may be the best idea. Because if you no, maybe this, no, maybe that, no. as every idea is good. Yes, great idea. Yes, great idea. Yes, great idea. And then at the end, you start selecting. Because at the end of the 10 minutes, I will ask a few groups to share with us what idea they have come up with. So how could you rethink the waste that is in your mystery box? Is that clear? So it's going to be total chaos. That's okay. Just make sure that you are in a group with a box, open it with your group, and then you have 10 minutes, you will see the countdown clock behind me, to come up with a new way to use this waste. Are you ready? Okay, go for it. Okay, so that was it. Time was up. I will now ask you to all sit down. You can sit down, take your seat. You can sit down, yeah. All right. I think almost everyone has taken their seats. Yeah. Okay. Well, of course, I'm really curious to see what you have come up with. So some boxes we had two, how do you say that? The same ingredient in two different boxes. So we'll ask at least one of those groups to see what they came up with. So the group with cacao shells, yes? Who would like to? Okay, you can stand up and you can throw. Oh, well, you can also join me on stage. Why not? Yeah, come on. Yeah, take the floor, girl. Yay! I love it. Okay, can you a little bit to the back? So the other camera can also see you. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, my name is Muskan, and I'm going to represent the cacao shells. But first, I would circulate this so everyone can smell it.
So it's a whole presentation.
Really yeah, so we have a lot of ideas. Our group was amazing. We kept on talking and talking and talking.
But the best part was?
We have so many ideas, which I will say in 30 seconds. Dog tube, pet food, gelatin for candy, material for kids' playground, for plants to reduce moisture in soil, for incineration, candles, feed, packaging material, natural dyes, colors, for shoe soles, scrub, and jewelry. So, like, a lot of ideas.
Wow. Well,
yeah, so
no need to say more. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, more then.
But we ended up with cosmetics.
Cosmetics.
And
okay.
our way to communicate this is how to connect with nature and be part of nature. So we are going to use cacao shell to make oils, lipstick, eyeliners, because, well, we all eat lipstick. We all know it, right?
Okay.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's it. I love it when women take the stage, but yeah. Okay. From the company, actually, that uses the cacao shells is IFF. Eve, where are you? Yes, Eve, you can stand up, and then the trash can will come up to you. So, yes. What do you use it for?
The solution was in the box. So we use it to make a flavor.
Okay.
The stream we propose is the shell that's what's outside of the bean, and today it's discarded. We only take the bean to make the cocoa flavor, cocoa powder, and actually we developed a process to still extract some cocoa flavor component.
Yeah.
And it gives a very nice flavor, very creamy, very, very nice.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Eve. Okay, so for the next one, the starch, the small. Who had that in the box? The fibers? Yeah, I think so. Is that us? Yes, it's you. Okay. Who can I throw this to? Yeah. Okay.
Should we show the...
So what was your best idea?
Okay, so we got a few different ingredients. These looks like some sort of starch, and we have some other cellulose-based materials.
Yes.
And we have a few ideas, but the winner is making diapers out of these materials because that would make them biodegradable, and we'll need diapers for always. Humans need diapers, so.
Yeah, I heard one of the most things in the, how do you say that, the circular waste from our household. Yeah. Great solution.
So
cool.
So yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Woo. I already told you I'm not a good catcher. Okay. So the company that actually uses this is Paper Foam. Willem Derkman, you can stand up. Yes. And then the trash can will come to you. Okay. No, you can stand there. Yeah.
Thank you. Willem Derkman, company Paper Foam. The ingredients is starch and cellulose fibers.
Yeah, what do you use it for?
Packaging material. Replacement of plastic in the market. We have a sustainable packaging material, low carbon footprint, compostable and paper recyclable.
Cool. Have you ever thought of going into the diaper business?
Not yet.
Not
Who
yet.
knows?
Okay. Next box is the sugar beet. Yeah. Can I, Larissa, can you catch it?
So we had the sugar beet, and we thought that a waste product would probably be the peel. And so we had several ideas, but our winner is that we could feed it to insects and combine it with the protein challenge, so that we can make alternative proteins out of the insects. Two other ideas that we had was like feeding it to humans via chips, so making chips out of the peels. Or
potato chips.
Yeah, like potato chips, like vegetable chips.
Yeah.
Or making cutlery or something out of pressed peels, and then that is compostable. But our main idea was feeding it to insects because we thought that was cool.
I think so too. It's most out of the box, I think. Yeah. Okay, is Paul from Kozen? Yeah? Oh, sorry. You get the trash can, so you can stand up.
No?
Yes, woo! What do you do with it?
Well, all of the above. We don't feed them to insects, but first we take out the sugar, of course. Then we have the waste, the pulp that's left. We feed it to animals. That's the main focus. But also we upcycle it to even use it for ingredients in home and personal care, and we use it to replace microplastics. There are numerous applications that we have. We
so
also make
I can start using microplastic-free shampoo.
Yeah. That was also in one of the box, I think, but that might have been replaced or something. I don't know. I also sent it. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right. So the fourth box is the wheat bran. Yeah. So who can I throw it to? To you with the. Oh no, that's way too far. I will throw the lamp. I will throw it to you. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Huda, and I've been working with these guys. I mean, it has been a very interesting conversation about. I mean, we don't know what the name of this or what are the components.
Wheat bran is what I was told.
Okay, so anyway, we thought about probably making. We thought about a lot of ideas, probably making it as an isolation material.
Isolation material for?
Yeah, walls. For
walls, okay. Well, I'm curious to see what it's actually made of.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so Heiko. Yeah. Oh, other Heiko, yeah. You can stand up, yes? And then the trash can will come to you. Okay.
Yeah, hello. I'm Heiko from CJ, and we're having this as a byproduct, right, in wheat processing.
Yes.
And well, maybe there was misunderstanding, but we have no solution for that. So currently we're feeding
You have no solution?
No, it's fed to animals, right? It's animal feed, which is, I think, a waste of this wonderful material. So as a certain fraction we use for whole grain products, but not all of it. So if you have any ideas.
So you have to discuss with them, because they have solutions for you.
Well, packaging is interesting because we do produce packaging, so we have. I'm not sure if it has transitioned from the food processing to the packaging department. But we should invite them. Yeah. Sorry.
Cool. Thank you, Heiko. All right. So I'm messing this whole trash can thing up, but the last final one I'm going to do right, because the oyster mushroom. Yeah, was it you? Yes. Okay. Up. So what was your idea?
We were thinking we would make meat alternatives, because
that's
less waste, and we'll only be upcycling it, and maybe flavor extraction, and then using the rest for compost.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Let me see who knows what they are doing with it right now. Yvette Muskus from Dalco. You can stand up. Yes, are you ready? We're going to do this right. Almost, yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Well, she's actually right, because I'm working at Dalco Food, which is a co-manufacturer of vegan and vegetarian products. And the oyster mushrooms are not the mushroom, but it's already a waste stream coming from another company. So it's the stem from the oyster mushrooms, which we actually use in a vegan beef style burger.
Cool. So you came up with already the solution that is there. So, but they also came up with other solutions, I think. Yeah. So you have much more input and ideas. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we already got all the ideas flowing. I think it's time to actually open this challenge. We're going to officially start it. And the honor of doing that is going to senior researcher and lead of the investment program Transformative Bioeconomies. Her name is Harriette Bos. Can you join me here on stage? Harriette, big round of applause. Yo! Okay. So Harriette, this is how it goes. Together with the whole audience, we will count down from 10 to 1, and then you will smash this button, and then we will see something coming up, a video. Are you ready? Okay, are you ready? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
Daring teams, you are about to embark on an adventure. In the next 6 months, you will grow your crazy ideas into fully fledged business propositions. There are 3 assignments and 3 selection moments in front of you. Not all of you will make it through to the next round. So you need to do your very best to get a place on the podium at the grand finals. And only one team will scoop the main prize worth 6,000 euros. This is your first assignment. Describe your vision, problem statement, solution and validation plan on 6 A4 pages. To win this first round, you need to be specific, clear and concise. You are allowed to ask advice from the experts. The strict deadline for submitting the assignment is the 19th of February 2023 at 11:59 p.m. CET. Good luck.
Hey! So thank you, Harriette. That was a really good smash. I think it's time now to really start it, and the challenge has officially started. I would like to ask Trash Beat to come up with a beat. Then you can join me here on stage, and then we will start dancing together and then move together to the networking drinks. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, Trash Beat, go for it. watching. Thank you, everyone.